Boys and girls, as you know, Dr. King has a tight schedule to keep. I'm certain that he would like to have as much time as possible to talk to you. I want to extend a welcome to Dr. King, and especially for making this trip today to Addison Junior High School. And I know that the student body and the faculty appreciates your efforts. Thank you. Dr. King, as you know, was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for 1964. And it's a privilege to have him speak to us today. Dr. King.
Thank you so very much to all of the students and all of the faculty members of this institution of learning. I want to say to you how happy I am to see you and how much I appreciate your warm expressions of support and your heartwarming applause. You know, as I stand here before you this afternoon and think of the days ahead, and think of the fact that you are engaged in your studies here, I think of the fact that you have the privilege, and all of us have the privilege, of living in one of the most significant periods of human history. And you're at the age now where you will have to make some great decisions. Your minds are being molded now. You are being introduced to great ideas, to the great thinkers. And you are learning about government. You are learning about the sciences. You are learning about mathematics and algebra and geometry. And all this learning process is so important. And so one of the first things that I want to say to you is that you must take these years seriously. And I want to say particularly to the Negro students here that doors of opportunity are opening now that were not open to your mothers and fathers. The great challenge facing you is to be ready to enter these doors as they open. It was a great man, Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said in a lecture back in 1871 that if a man can write a better book or preach a better sermon or make a better mousetrap than his neighbor, even if he builds his house in the woods, the world will make a beaten path to his door. This will become increasingly true. So whatever you decide to do, and now soon you will be deciding what you're going to do in life. Whatever you decide to do, set out to do it well. Set out to achieve excellence in your studies and in your fields of endeavor. Whatever you decide to do, decide now to do that something so well that nobody could do it better. Decide now to do it so well that the living, the dead, or the unborn couldn't do it any better. And so if it falls your lot to be a street sweeper, to carry it to one extreme, set out to sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures, sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry, sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. sweep streets so well that all the host of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. This is what the poet meant when he said, if you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley, but be the best little scrub on the side of the reel. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. It isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. And if you will do that, you are getting prepared for the opportunities ahead. That's the first thing I want to say to you. But education, young friends, is more than developing our minds and our skills. Education must also give us something that causes us to be concerned about life and causes us to be concerned about the conditions of life. In these years, as you study, you are gaining the power of concentration. But education must also give us worthy goals upon which to concentrate. And I say to you as students that you have a responsibility to be concerned about what goes on in this nation and what is wrong in this nation. Now, on the 3rd of November, there will be an election. You've heard about it. You've been reading about it. We will elect a president of our nation. And this is the most important election that we've faced in our nation at many points. And it will be necessary for people to go out by the millions and vote. I know you're saying, what can we do? We can't vote. We're too young to vote. But you can urge your parents to vote. In Birmingham, Alabama, after our movement there last year, many of the young students who participated in the demonstrations and who were arrested and went to jail in the struggle for freedom came out of jail and joined in a massive effort to get Negroes registered to vote. And those students went around from house to house knocking on doors, urging people to vote. And as a result of their efforts, within a 3-month period, the registration of Negroes doubled in Birmingham, Alabama. The students did this. Now, this is what you can do. This is what I urge you to do as you go on in the days ahead. And then let me say finally that as you grow up and as you face life and all of its problems, particularly the problem of man's inhumanity to man, you will be challenged to engage in the struggle to get rid of it. But as you grow up, start now with a deep philosophy that violence is not the way to solve problems. Start now believing that violence is not the way to correct an evil situation. Start now believing that love is the greatest power in the world. For it is love that makes the world turn around. And over again, great philosophers have raised questions. They've asked, what is the highest good? This was the chief question of ethical philosophy. It has been the chief question of all of the philosophical systems. It was a great question of Greek philosophy. And men like Plato, a Greek philosopher, a man like Aristotle, a Greek philosopher, a man like Socrates, a Greek philosopher, sought to answer that question. What is the highest good? What is the summum bonum of life? I think I have the answer, my friends. The highest good is love. And he who loves has somehow discovered the meaning of life and of reality. Start now keeping love at the center of your life. And start now keeping nonviolence at the center of your life. And you will grow up in a better world. I believe firmly that the world in which you will live and work after you have studied here will be a better world. I believe firmly that America will be a better nation. I believe firmly that Negroes and white people will be able to live together as brothers, and they will come to see that together they must live and solve the problems of life. For God made all of us to live together as brothers and sisters. And so I ask you to work hard, to study hard, to make your right decisions, and to join us in this movement for freedom, and to join us in this movement to get out to vote. Be a participant in all that's taking place to get things better. Don't wait until next year. Don't wait until next month. Don't wait until next week. Don't wait until tomorrow morning. Don't wait an hour from now, but make the decision at this moment. A tiny little minute, just 60 seconds in it. I didn't choose it. I can't refuse it. It's up to me to use it. A tiny little minute, just 60 seconds in it, but eternity is in it. God bless you.
Now, friends, what Dr. King was talking about, the young people in St. Augustine, Florida, and Birmingham, Alabama, used to sing about. And so we'd like to teach you the song, one of the songs that's in the spirit of loving everybody. The only way we can get along is if we love everybody. If we ever get to the place where we hate people because of the color of their skin, we can never live together. We have a lady here who happens to be a white lady, whose husband happened to be a white minister, who gave his life that all of us might be free. And so this isn't a white struggle or a black struggle. It's a struggle of people of goodwill to love one another. And so will you sing with us, I love everybody? I love everybody. I love everybody. I love everybody in my heart. I love everybody. I love everybody. I love everybody in my heart. Sing it again. I love everybody. I love everybody. I love everybody in my heart. I love everybody. I love everybody. I love everybody in my heart. That's why freedom. And that's why freedom is a-coming. Freedom is a-coming. Freedom is a-coming in my heart. Freedom is a-coming. Freedom is a-coming. Freedom is a-coming in my heart. Oh yes, it's flowing like a river. Flowing like a river. It's flowing like a river in my heart. I feel the fire burning. I feel the fire burning in my heart. I feel the fire burning. I feel the fire burning. I feel the fire burning in my heart. And that's why I love everybody. I love everybody. I love everybody in my heart, in my heart. I love everybody. I love everybody. I love everybody in my heart.
Boys and girls, I want to thank Dr. King for coming in this afternoon, and I certainly hope you take his message to heart, for I'm sure you will all be better citizens for it. And let's close with the national anthem. The first verse. Bye.